Hello and welcome back to RTW Explorations. This video is in continuation to the Dang series, and this one is the episode 2 of the series. If you have still not watched the episode 1, I strongly recommend to watch it first as it will establish the strong storyline which signifies the purpose of this whole trip. It will be in the I button this side. Let's continue with the story. As you already know, we were staying at the One Vihar Agro-Tourism campsite the later night. As the day ended and we sat around the campfire, next day we woke up to the beautiful sounds of sparrows, insects, beetles, and heavy rainfall all around the campsite. As soon as we opened the door of our campsite, we were greeted by the majestic beauty of nature in its full bloom. Everything was so much saturated, everything was green, and the rains were pouring tremendously. But, we could not see the grandness of the check dam the later night because in the flashlight you cannot see everything very carefully. So we decided to head straight over to the check dam in the morning. And boy oh boy, when we reached there, the grandness of that check dam just left us without any words. The magnitude of the water flowing from that check dam, the stream of river gushing by, and the sound, the mighty sound of water falling on the rocks and the cemented slabs was just extraordinary. At one hand, we were thinking about the grandness of all this infrastructure, but on the other hand, we were also thinking that government is taking so much initiatives and developing such remote locations for the betterment of the people. Now, if you think that this much amount of water is flowing in this region, there should be no water scarcity, right? However, the thing about flowing water is it is temporary. This flow is maintained for only 3 to 4 months all around the year, and as soon as peak summer hits, all that greenery turns into dry lands. And there is actually too much scarcity of water in this region. The economic poverty of this region does not allow everyone to set up a borewell or to get a pipeline. That's why government takes initiatives and builds such check dams for water reserves for the wildlife as well as the people which are living in this region. Absorbing all this scenery and all this knowledge, which was stated on a board right next to the check dam, we came back to our campsite, got fresh, and had breakfast and left for our next location. Our next location was the very famous Jain tourist destination, or I must say, the very famous Jain pilgrimage, the MANGI Tungi Peak. Well, this whole trip was actually planned to visit the MANGI Tungi Peak. However, we didn't want to reach a singular destination in the whole trip. Henceforth, we planned in such a manner that we could cover all this wilderness of the forest regions of Dangs as well as the Mangi Tungi Peak in a singular shot. After leaving from the campsite, we were blessed to see such scenic locations to Gujarat and Maharashtra border. The curves of the hills, the climbs and falls, and the twisty turny roads were an absolute delight. As we were approaching towards the Maharashtra border, we saw a location, actually a bridge, and there was something about that landscape. It was straight out of a picture book. We stopped the car right then and there and got out of the car just to climb over that bridge and absorb that majestic landscape. The trees, the dense mist which was falling from the cliffs of those mountains, that singular bridge and its vibrant yellow-white strips. I don't know, this kind of bridges we see in the city every day, but there was something about that location which completely shook us. And we were thinking that we should spend more 1 or 2 hours here just looking at that scenery and do nothing. However, we were already late, so we decided to wrap all of these fantasies within 15 minutes and straight up shoot for the MANGI TUNGI. When we reached MANGI TUNGI, it was already 12 pm and the sun was at peak. We were excited, however, we were not knowing what was coming to us. So you guys don't make the same mistakes which we did. I will tell you the important instructions you must follow if you are visiting the MANGI TUNGI. Okay, so MANGI TUNGI being a Jain pilgrimage site, you are not allowed to wear any kind of footwear while climbing this mountain. And I kid you not, all the steps of this mountain are made of solid rocks. Okay, they are crafted directly from hard solid stones. So if you are thinking to climb it barefoot, all the best to you, but we were not ready for this surprise element which we were struck with. We decided whether to climb the whole mountain or take a shortcut. Now this shortcut which I am talking about is the ride services. Actually, these are two Bolero camper vans and they take you right up till Rishabgiri. Oh, Rishabgiri. Sorry for that, I didn't explain what are the major peaks of MANGI TUNGI. Well, MANGI TUNGI actually comprises of two major peaks, that is the MANGI peak and the TUNGI peak. And below those two peaks, there is the Jain pilgrimage site, that is the Rishabgiri. Camper vans take you only till Rishabgiri. So we were ready for this ride. We climbed in those campers and man, these guys had some serious skills. So after reaching Rishabgiri, we saw the statue. It was so peaceful just to watch that statue and stand right in front of it and thinking that in this whole wide universe, you are such a small singular piece in front of all the grandness of this planet. Many more thoughts were coming in the mind at that moment, which were restricted to that place as it is. So after watching the Rishabgiri statue, we started the actual climb of MANGI TUNGI. Actually, after Rishabgiri, you climb a few meters and there is a split between two peaks. Either you climb the MANGI peak or take the separate route and climb the TUNGI peak. We were actually very late at this point. We decided either we could cover MANGI peak or we could cover TUNGI peak. There was no chance in this world that we were going to cover both of them. And after 1 hour of exhausting climb, we finally reached Tungi Peak. And to our surprise, the views, I need to be pretty honest about it, were just average. Like they were great. We were at pretty high altitude from the surrounding regions. We could see a lake, we could see the town, but the views were completely normal. They were not such great views. And this tells us a message that sometimes in life, it's not always about chasing the destinations or chasing those locations. It's about enjoying the journey, enjoying the company, enjoying the moments which you have. Let it be exhausting moments, let it be fun moments, let it be angry moments. All of those moments comprise and combine to the whole essence of the journey. So it's never about the destination which you reach, because by the time you reach that destination, you will have so much expectations attached with that place that when you see it in real life, you will never be satisfied by what you actually see. Thereby, keep your expectations to the minimum and enjoy the journey. I will meet you in the third episode of this Dang series, where I will tell you about the next destination